Hello everyone, this is Ali. Welcome to another episode of RPG Core. I forgot what I was promised, but Tech Dave has asked me a question about how we can use these GUIs for future. Dave, watch this episode. Okay. I'm going to add more and more stuff to this Gizmo system as we go on, but there are few things that I want to add to it right now. So first of all, going into Gizmo types, we will add Capsule and character and player. Character and player, well, they will come later. Now, going to helper. First things first, debug that draw line? No sir, Gizmos that draw line. Of course, I can't use color now, so I will add Gizmos dot color equals to color. Okay, that's that part. Now we will add stuff to this draw circle. First things first, I'm just rotating around Y. Why is that? I don't know. So vector 3 rotation. One more thing is float angle. And I spelled angle all wrong in this episode series. So I will remove these guys from here. Okay? And next thing, I want another method. And I had it here. I didn't remove it from R&D. We say rotate around a point. We want to rotate a point around another pivot with the angle we have. So we say return angle multiply by point minus pivot. This multiplication happens, then we add the pivot again. Okay, now going back to rotation. Before doing this, here, first of all, we change this 360 to angle. Angle. Spell it correctly. So angle. Okay. Next, we will define two vector trees. Point 1 equals to this guy. And vector 3.2 equals to this guy. So at the end of the road, we will draw the lines between point 1 and point 2. But before that, here, we start defining a quaternion. We call it rotation equals to quaternion dot Euler. But I'm not sure why. Rotation dot x comma rotation dot y comma rotation dot z. Okay, but this won't have work at the final calculation. For some odd reason, we need to multiply it by a magic number that I found by try and error, 58. So multiply it by 58. Multiply it by 58. What does this mean? It means that if I send, for example, 0, 90, 0 as rotation, and if I don't multiply it with this magic number, the calculation of this method won't be 90-degree rotation. For some odd reason, if I multiply it by 58, then I will get 90-degree rotation. And this is a math, you can find it anywhere in the internet. So I'm not sure why this is going on, but this is going on anyway. So we say point 1 equals to rotate around point 1 and around center with the rotation we calculated. Same thing happens for point 2, and this is point 2. Okay, and we got our circle now, but there is 2 errors here now. As you see, one is in here, because now, first of all, I'm passing a single number as angle. This is not true. We want a rotation, so I have to come up and here add another public vector3. I'll call it circle rotation equals to new equals to vector3.0. Okay, so down here, when I'm drawing this circle, I have to add that circle rotation and the angle. Okay, another error is when I'm when I'm showing the stuff for the player spawners. So I need to add vector3.0 and then 360. Now let's try 180 and see what we get. In here, we should get a half a circle instead of there we go, instead of a full circle. Another thing is that if instead of vector3.0 I add vector3 0, 90, 0, now this half circle will rotate around the Y for 90 degrees, and here we go, it rotated 90 degrees. Okay, so this is how we will use this guy for drawing capsules. So back to vector3.0 and 360. Okay, now going back to helper, we will add our draw capsule method now. So we say public static, it's void draw capsule. Draw capsule will ask for a transform, we'll call it transform, a vector3 as our position of the capsule, a float as the radius of the capsule, a float as the height of the capsule, and finally a color that we call it gizmo line. Okay, the method calls draw circle position plus transform dot up multiplied by radius, comma radius, comma I will pass 24 as segments, comma new vector3 as the rotation, and here will be 90, 0, 0. Then the angle is 180 and our gizmo line. Okay, same line will happen, but we will add another 90 degrees on the Y rotation, And same line happens with 0, 0, 0, but 360. And let's see what I get. Nothing. Okay. I will add all 3 of these lines once more. This time we go up with height minus radius. So I'll copy and paste it here. Copy and paste it here. So we are drawing 2 half spheres on top and bottom. The rotations are minus 90 on X. The rest is the same. After that, you will say Gizmos dot color equals to Gizmo line. We will start drawing lines. So Gizmo dot draw line. Calculations will become crazy. Position plus transform dot up multiplied by radius plus transform dot right multiplied by radius. This is the point 1. The point 2 will go up multiplied by height minus radius. And the same line will happen 4 times, but here instead of adding the right, I will go to the left. Then the same lines, but here instead of right, we will go forward. 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 So let me use handy dandy Camtasia. What we are doing is that we are drawing wrong key. Okay, I need not you but you. What we are doing is we are drawing 2 hemicycles at the top and bottom, okay, like that. One of them is going from right to left and one front to back. Then we go from bottom right to top right in this line. Then from bottom left to top left in this line. Then from front down to front top, then back down to back top, and here we have another circle, and by completing it we will have a capsule. Okay, so after that rough demonstration, with that our draw capsule is finished. Okay, going back to debug Gizmo, and we will go for the case of drawing capsules, because now we added it to enums, we can handle it. So we say case gizmotypes.capsule break, and here we say helper dot draw capsule. We pass in our transform, we pass in transform dot position, we pass in our radius as the radius, no, not this radius, this radius. We pass in our height that we don't have yet, and we pass in Gizmo line as color, and it's capital H. So here we will add another float, and we call it public float height equals 2. And just by doing this, now I can come back here and this guy is all messed up. Why is that? Come on, compile. Compile. Still compiling. It's anchor. We put it at capsule. And yeah, it's compiling and it's still compiling. Okay, finished. So we add the capsule. You see, this is not the correct capsule. It's drawing spheres. Interesting. Come on, where did my mouse go? Oh, it's locked. Okay, something is wrong. Oh, black screen. Come on, black screen. Black screen. Still semi-black screen. Come on, what's the error? There is no error. You're saying capsule, you know? This is not a capsule. Did I do something wrong? The radius, size. Okay, we need to work on our Gizmo stuff, but it should properly draw, you know. Capsule, helper, draw capsule, transform the position, radius, height, and Gizmo line. What is my radius? Radius is 1, height is 2. Helper, did I do anything wrong? Shouldn't be. Huh, interesting. This is interesting. Box with the size. Yeah, it's drawing properly. Oh, we don't have. Yeah. Okay. So please, capsule, not sphere. You know, this is the sphere. This is the capsule. Local. Yeah, this is one of the times that your draw bindings won't work properly with local checked, so you need to uncheck it. Anyway, but this is not a capsule, you know, or it is a capsule. No, it is a capsule, but I'm drawing it wrong. Huh? Possibly, maybe. Okay, let's. Yeah, it's a capsule. I'm sure it's a capsule. Okay, let's work on something else here, and we will show you the capsule. When we are drawing the binds, where was it? Okay, you check the same thing. You say and, but instead of sphere collider, you will go for capsule collider. In here we say else if it's the sphere collider, then we say else if it's the capsule collider. Come on, capsule collider, why don't you work? Okay, IntelliSense, please dump on me. Anyway, so when we are doing the capsule collider here, First of all, we want to say var radius equals to get components capsule collider dot radius. We'll say var height equals to get component capsule collider dot height. Okay. Now we want to calculate a vector 3 position equals to transform that position plus get component of capsule collider dot center. Then we say position equals to new vector 3 position dot x comma comma position dot z for height. Come on, slow always. Okay, for height we say position dot y minus height divided by 2, and we add an f, so we get a float. Then we say helper dot draw capsule. For transform we say transform. For position we say position, we calculated already. And for radius we say radius, and for height we say height. And for color we say gizmo line. Now if I go back, instead of this box I should see another capsule being drawn when the compiling is finished. Come on. Okay, we don't see it. If I check local, what's wrong here? What's wrong here? Sphere collider, capsule collider. We get the radius, we get the height, we set the position. What is wrong here? Will you compile it again for me, please? Draw bounds. Well, something's off. Whew. Double checking everything. So if a sphere collider equals null and get component capsule collider equals null, do the stuff. If get sphere collider, then do this. Else if get capsule collider, then we want to get component capsule collider's radius, height, position equals to get component capsule collider dot center, and you get the position by dividing the height by 2f. There we go, position y. Okay, come on, compile. And we get the capsule. Okay, if I say this to none, this is our capsule. So we draw two hemicircles on top, two hemicircles on bottom, one circle on top, one circle on bottom, 4 lines, and we got our capsule. Now, why do, when I put it as capsule here, I get a sphere. To put it simple, our radius is 1, our height is 2, and if I divide the calculations says that, okay, half of height is 1 and our radius is 1. So now we want to be able to draw stuff. Going back into debug Gizmo editor, but before that I need to add this in top and convert it to, of course, private static. And it's float. So coming down, we say height equals to target script dot get height dot height. When we are setting the variables, we say target script dot height equals to our height. One thing you may notice, I'm not sure why it happened, but when I went back and forth between my debug Gizmo and my editor stuff on R&D, I added these guys. I added this one, but I forgot to use it here. So I will say draw equals to target script dot draw, and here we say and target script dot draw, not direction, dot draw equals to our draw. I was doing some R&D. All the calculations here from handle.drawArc went to our helpers draw hemispheres. So going back to uninspector GUI, when we are checking our different gizmos, here it's ended. Here-ish, I think, when I'm adding the radius somewhere. Where was it? Come on, show yourself. Point sphere. There's local, blah blah. Point a sphere label. What am I doing here? Okay, point a sphere, local, size. Okay. So point a sphere, local, and size. Okay. Here we say not here. We'll add another one of these, but we say if gizmo type equals to capsule, then we will add another horizontal, and at the end, let me, sorry, had a call. Now then we are going for capsule. We will start height, and we say height, okay, equals to height And here, when we are showing the radius, adding another condition, we say gizmo types equals to capsule, so that we get the radius too. Let's see if it works. This guy is on capsule, so we should see size, height, radius. You know why this happened? Very simple, very simple. I started the GUI horizontal, I didn't end it, so it's end horizontal. And if you noticed before doing this, nothing below this shows, because everything will fall at the end of this line. There we go. We got the radius and we got the height and size in one place again. I forgot another thing, and that's this guy should go up. So Control X, Control V, and delete, and save, and come back. Now we should see 3 sliders, one after another. There we go. So if I reduce the radius now, you see, now we are getting the sphere separated, and we are going to the shape of a capsule. If I go to this side, but if I add the height, the same thing will happen, and I will get another capsule shape. So 2 and 1 is pretty much a sphere. Okay. Now, if you recall, I had changed some things on circle. So for circle, radius is the same. Circle settings, angle is not angle anymore. It's a starting angle, or no, it's angle. Okay, no matter there, it's angle. But we will add another vector tree here. So private static vector tree, and it's circle rotation. Okay, and first we need to say circle rotation equals to target script dot circle rotation, and then on set values we say target script dot circle rotation equals to circle rotation. Now, how do I want to show it when I'm on circle? Let it compile. On circle, I get angle, section, and do I want? Yeah, I will draw it after the section. So here is when we are in, come on, circle settings. So section, getting another line. Here we have nothing here. Delete, we say circle rotation equals to not integer slider but vector tree field, and we say emp as a string, and circle rotation. Okay. Save it, and honestly I don't need these guys. Going back, now we should see a vector tree field here, and you see I have no circle. Why is that? Because now angle shows the angle that we will draw the circle, one thing. The angle itself is now from 0 to 36. That's okay. So now if I draw the angle, you will see, okay, here we go. You will see that, let's draw it smoothly. Anyway, so as I'm changing the angle, I'm drawing it, for example, a 90-degree, so quarter of a sphere. I can rotate it around the Y. I can rotate it around the X. For example, if I add 90 here, you see it's a bit offset because the calculation is not exactly 58. The number was 57.777 F Control C, Control V, Control V, Control Shift S. Going back, now you should get closer to 90 degrees. And come on, yep, so close to 90, that's okay for me. And if I say, oh wait, yeah, that's okay. If I, oh wait, 0, okay. Now if I hit 0 and if I want to rotate around Z, now I can rotate around Z and that works again nicely, okay? So negative 90, for example. And that's the draw circle. As you see, much more flexible now. And we can go from full circle to nothing. And this guy should work now. If I say, hey, did I broke something now? On here we say draw equals to draw. When we setting the we say target script is equals to draw. Here we say draw is equals to target script draw. Huh, interesting. Now why isn't this part working now? Why isn't this part working now? Draw is public boolean, static boolean. We get the value at the start. It should work, you know. Why isn't it working? Draw equals toggle draw. It's stuck, you know. For some reason, it's stuck now. Come on. What did I break? Oh, one thing that I forgot. No, get values is here. Am I doing draw 2 times? No. Okay. Make the draw a property. Get and set. Now it's working, okay? Come on. It's not setting it. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Now Target script that draw equals draw. Am I getting the target script correctly? Target as debug gizmos. We don't need this. It was just for R&D. Where was that OB? Here. I don't need that. Public boolean draw. And I'm not setting the draw anywhere, I think. Let's double check. No. This is bizarre. By the way, these things was a work around the system serializable trying. So I'm sure has mesh is not used. Same as position and rotation. And I will get problem here now because has mesh is not defined. Okay. What is going on? Private static bool draw. That is interesting. As mesh is not used. Can draw is used, I think. Yeah. So why are you not working? Why are you not cooperating? This is bizarre. Okay, position does not exist because we are not using it anymore. Okay, as mesh is not being used. Name is not being used. Okay. I broke something unintentionally. What is it now? Okay. Okay. I have it in two places. One in update, one in here. I don't need double time. I don't need it, okay? I was fiddling with seeing why I can't use multiple edits, but I don't know. Why did I broke this now? Come on, finish the compiling. Not you. Debug. Debug. Oh, not this. This is broken. Okay, what if I don't? Oh, I shouldn't make it. Now I remember. It wasn't static. Will it work now? Come on! Oh, come on. Okay. GUI layout toggle draw. If not draw, return. I found what is the problem. The problem is this. We say return before checking to set the attributes. So here we say that. Okay? Now we are not locked anymore. Let it compile. And there we go. Now if I go back and come back, and whoa, everything works properly now. Yeah, finally. Okay, so what did I do? First, draw shouldn't be static. Second, when I'm checking if I shouldn't draw the rest of the GUI, I should check if I change this draw at least, so to set the values and return. Okay? Good. Now, we got the capsule, we got the circles. Now we go for something very interesting, and that's drawing arrows. In drawing arrows, we'll go into helper. I like using helper a lot. So public static void draw arrow. Okay? For draw arrow, we get a vector tree position, a vector tree direction, and a float that we say head length. We give a default value of 0.2f to that, and we say another float head. What is the problem? Head angle equals to 20f. Okay, there we go. Now in here, first of all we say, oh, I need a color, so color, we say it's color. So first we say gizmos dot color equals to define color. Then we say gizmos dot draw array from position toward the direction. Okay, and for sake of my sanity, I will use capital S there. Capital, sorry, P. And why do I get error here now? And then to the end and update as it. Come on. Come on. Did you hang? Cancel. Okay. Yeah, it likes the defaulted values at the end anyway. So we need another method. It's private this time, static void. We call it draw arrow end. The draw arrow end asks for a vector tree position. This is not position. Position Then another vector3 direction, then a color, and again a float, that is head length equals to 0.25f as default, and another float arrow head angle equals to 20f. Here we define some vectors. So we say vector3 right equals to quaternion dot look rotation, the direction we send in, multiplied by quaternion dot Euler of head angle comma 0 comma 0 multiplied by vector3 dot back. We get the same calculation at least 3 more times. So the next one is left, then we calculate up, and we calculate down. The left is equal to direction, but this time negative arrow angle multiplied by back. The up is 0 comma arrow angle comma 0, and of course the bottom or down is negative and the same as up. Now that we got 4 directions, we say gizmos dot color equals to define color. Then we say gizmo dot draw ray from given position plus direction toward the right multiplied by head length, same thing, but this time we goes toward the left, toward the up, and toward down. Okay, now going back to draw our gizmo for the arrow, we say draw arrow end from the given position toward the direction with the given color and the head length and head angle. Okay, so let me check it one more time. What's the difference here? Direction, color. Okay, there's no problem there. Okay, going back to gizmos, if you recall, when we were drawing direction, we wouldn't do anything. So we say helper dot, now draw arrow. First we want the position, so it's transform dot position. Then we need the direction, it's direction. Then we ask for a color. We go with Gizmo line. We can define head length or head angle. I will let it to be the default. Going back to Unity. Let it compile. Now, if I change this guy from capsule, circle to direction, and we don't need the capsule. Come on, draw bounds. Okay. So this is the direction, but why don't I see anything? Because the direction is setting to 0. Now if I go up, you will see that I'm drawing the arrow, and in the editor I don't need this guy anymore. Okay, so now we are using the direction setting. Come on, compile. As you see, and I can use it to rotate it around. Okay, and this is the direction again. As you see, I can use 1 and 1, and this is the debug gizmo we have now. Okay, in complete 3D space. And if I say 1 here, of course I will go 1 1 1 and it's there. So this is our direction finally being done. Of course it's not normalized. Remember that it's not a normalized arrow. 0 0, and this is the 1. Okay, so we get the direction anyway, and that's it. I should check it. I don't like it. So you say if direction does not equals to vector3.0, then we draw the arrow. Now that we have that, I wonder if I can change this guy. Let's try it. You say helper dot draw arrow. We are from transform, that position. The direction is transform. We are going for forward, dot forward, multiplied by gizmo size. The color we are looking for is color dot blue, and I will nuke this by commenting it. Then I will get the same line. Instead of forward, we will go up and use the color with lowercase u, and instead of the blue we use green, and we go to right and we use red, and I will see if this works instead of all of this code. Now that we have the arrow, and if we want to check it, the best way is to check these two spawners. Sorry. Okay, so any of them is, oh yeah, come on, direction, player, sphere, change the direction to arrows, and yeah, it's showing, and a very nice indication, you know. Now the problem is, am I changing stuff here? No. Okay, so This guy is again arrows, and we got our arrows instead of all that crazy lines of drawing. Now if I add the size, it goes up and down again. Okay, so I will use 1 here because I like it. And I can nuke all of this now. In next episode, what we will do is going for 2 other cases that we added. If you remember, you're saying case if we are on character, break, and the case of player, we break. So for character, I don't know what we want to do. For player, I know what we want to do. For player, we say if get component RPG player motor equals null, or does not equal to null. We will do stuff. First, let me say we will draw the capsule of character controller. Then we will draw direction of move vector. Okay? Character capsule. Okay? This is what will happen. What am I doing on the road? Okay, 1 hour. I think I can handle it. I think I can handle it. Character player motor. We have the move direction, but it's not a property, so we say public vector tree move direction with get and set. This is one way of doing it. At the end of everything, when we calculated the move direction, in update we can say move direction, the capital one is equals to our local one. In draw gizmos, we say we want to draw an arrow, so we say helper dot draw arrow from transform that position with the vector of get component, or instead of that we can say RPG player motor dot instance dot move vector now, and the color we want is is extra. And if I add, where is it? Prefabs. Come on, prefabs. Character. Player. If I add the debug one, if I set it to player now, I should see none of these anyway. Selectable icon, blah blah blah. Why am I doing volumetric yet? Okay, if I hit play, select my character. Let's swim out of the water so that we can see the gizmo. You may notice few things, or you may not notice few things. Come on, go out. Okay, let's zoom on our player. First, we are drawing the bound. Come on. We are drawing the bound, but the bound is not the capsule. Okay? That's one part. Am I drawing the... what am I doing? What am I doing? Am I drawing the vector that I want? I'm not sure. So Q, moving toward here. It's a bit hard to guess like this, but let's not draw the bound. Let's close view. I want empty stuff. I'm not seeing the vector. I'm not seeing the vector wireframe. Oh yeah, the blue line. Okay, so you can see that I am seeing the vector now. Interesting. And now I can say, okay, this is my move vector. Interesting. And extra color, we will say to yellow, for example. And come on, close. So now you see, because I'm applying the gravity, my move vector is to the down. If I move back anywhere, you see that my move vector is being drawn. Of course, the move vector is below the ground, and I was looking at it like that. The color of blue wasn't showing properly, but now I can see, okay, this is the move vector, and I have a representation of the move vector for debugging purpose anyway. Of course, I can use this follow selection, and if I do it now, come on, why are you not cooperating? Active. Okay, yep, and now I can clearly see my move vector. Of course, not with train in between, but if I move to wireframe, and if I move around, yeah, this is my move vector. Nice. But as you may notice, I don't see the character controller capsule. So, the code for capsule, where was it? Somewhere around here. I will get the same, but instead of radius, I will say get component, and it's character controller, and this is the radius, so we say dot radius. No, what was that? Yeah, we should get access to radius. Character controller. Oh, again, components. No, component. Dot radius. Height is again the same thing. Control C, Control V, but the height. And we should calculate a vector tree position, and I will get it from drawing bounds. downstairs here. And you may notice that I was drawing the bounds, but I don't want it. So we say and get component character controller equals to null. I don't want that, okay? So here we apply the bounds, but this is character controller center and height is this guy. So I could go and get another variable for height and width, and radius, but I'm a bit lazy like this. So instead of that position, I will use this position. Okay. Now if I go back into Unity, let it compile. In manager, please, we will use player spawn shore, not in the water, play. And this is the guy. So we are seeing the capsule, but I'm drawing the bounds again. The character controller cannot be a trigger. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. When we were setting the trigger here, we say and get component character controller equals to null. Okay, null. So we won't change the character controller to trigger. Now this part, if sphere collider is null, capsule collider equals null, capsule collider, character controller. Okay. And now by the way, why is my player doesn't this has a controller? Okay, let me do something. The reason I see it is this guy here on debug Gizmo when I'm doing the check. And say if it's equal, it's not, or it's not equal to null. Say if still get component character controller equals to null. Then we set the bounds, can be true. Okay. And there we go. We shouldn't see that one next anymore. And let me do something. I don't see why I didn't do this. At the start, or where if I change it to equals true, so every time I add some stuff into the game, this should be true by itself. Okay? And everything should still work. Yep. Okay, so play. We'll jump to this selected object. No. So player chase camera, and there we go. And it was from the previous debug error. So if I move now, I see the move direction, and I see my capsule collider. Everything is working properly. Okay. One thing, this is not the is it yeah, because the gizmo size is 1, so multiplying it is not changing anything. I shouldn't do that. Okay, anyway, one thing I wanted to check is that in my helper I'm just drawing this by direction. Yeah, I'm not multiplying it here. Yeah, we are seeing the real move direction. Okay, so with this being done, this is one way of doing it anyway. The other way was to for you, Tech Dave. The other way was to add 2 different debugs in here, setting one to direction, one to capsule, and then from our RPG player motor in update, we would get this like this. We would say get component debug gizmos dot where, you know, come on, you say var gizmo equals to debug gizmos dot where. Why can't I see that? No, not this. We should say get components debug gizmos. Okay, then we would say for a loop of I inside gizmos dot length. Okay, then we'll say if gizmos of I dot, now we would access gizmos type, for example, equals to the type of direction. Then we would say gizmos dot gizmos I dot get external direction equals true. Okay, and then we would say gizmos dot gizmos I dot external direction equals to small move direction. Okay, then another if statement for the capsule, and then setting the parameters for the capsule, blah blah blah. This was another way, because Tech Dave asked if we can access these parameters from external references, and yeah, we can. One thing I forgot is that now we can set get so public bool get external height, and we say public float external height get and set. In update we would check if get external height then we would say height equals to external height. Of course, now we need to go into editor. I will make it happen because I want to set the gizmos happen. And here we will say private static bool get external height, and yeah, that's the only thing we need. And here we will add get external height equals target script dot get external height. In here we would add target script dot get external height equals to get external height. Then when we are going for these guys, we are checking if we are anchored, if we are circle box direction text. We would say if gizmo type equals to capsule, then we would say Control C, Control V, this is height, and get external height, get external height with capital H. Okay, so now we go back inside the Unity, let it compile everything. And now if we change it from direction to capsule, and get values from external source, we should see height, and we don't see radius. So here we add or gizmo types equal to capsule. Okay, the circle gets angle, and we get the rotation, and of course now we need to add stuff. So we say public bool get external circle rotation. Here we say public vector3 external circle rotation. You can go crazy with the names when you have custom inspectors, because in custom inspectors, well, you just show this, whatever. Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, here. We are just showing the rotation, okay? So we say private static bool get external circle rotation, and we say that's pretty much repeating everything. So get external circle rotation equals target script dot get external circle rotation. Here we say target script dot get external circle rotation equals to get external circle rotation. I will copy this and go back when I'm checking for externals, and here we say external rotation for circle. Come on. Okay, and of course here in debug Gizmo, here we say if get circle external circle rotation, then we say circle rotation equals to external circle rotation. And by that we covered every aspect here. So if I go for circle here now, if I go for circle, we see radius, angle, and rotation. Okay, and that was the point for this. And we say, of course, angle equals this, whatever, and we can do anything. If we want external radius, bam, we get radius to 0. You see? So this is our radius. If you say external angle, bam, angle goes to 0, because now external angle is using. And if we say external, for example, let me see, 90 degrees, if I say external rotation, it goes to 0, okay? And that's it. With this, guys, we covered our arrows, capsule, our player gizmo. The only thing left for future, and not a closed up future, is the character. So I want to do okay, was it like this? To do future, yeah, future gizmo for the NPC enemy motor script. Well, yeah, that's enough. Okay, so when I done the NPC and enemy motor script, like the RPG player motor, we will show stuff in character. That's for future. But now we have a very robust, I'm very happy with this gizmo system. We can show, wait a minute, arrows. This is player. Why everything is changing here? Sphere. Huh. It was text. It was enemy. It was red. This guy was text. It was player. It was this. It was around here. This guy was a bit higher. And it's player. Okay, I think I screwed stuff around. So if I change it to player, for example, text, yeah, anyway, sphere, I don't want to see sphere, I don't want to see text, I don't want to see the arrows, yeah, everything works. I will play with this a bit. If I see any bugs, draw bounds, We got the capsule. It's not player, it's what? You call it, it's text. Yeah, why not? Blah. Not blah, really. Okay, it was sphere. It didn't have no. Oh, okay. Let's make a text, and we will say try it. It was the thing that we started, and yeah, by that we finished our multi-purpose, multi-job gizmo. Remember, if I need any type of behavior for the nodes, I will add it here. If I want any new gizmo, I will add it here. So, done, 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 and done. And of course, none is always done. In here, this is done. Player spawner is not done yet. Enemy spawner, what the anchor is being done in at least one script. So, what else do I want to mention? Oh yeah, by the way, I always forget to say this. If you want these scripts, visit the GitHub link, and please guys, use that thumbs up button. That's the only way I know you liked these videos. And of course, if you didn't like, please use the thumbs down. I hope it doesn't happen anyway. Have fun, everybody. Bye-bye.